Preschool Storytime. We're going to talk about crabs this week and make a crab hat. But first, let's get the wiggles out and start with the song. How about the wheels on the bus? Can we stand up and get ready? Here we go. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. How about the horn? What's the horn sound like? Honk, honk. Can we do a honk, honk? Okay, here we go. The horn on the bus goes honk, 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 honk. The horn on the bus goes honk, 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 all through the town. How about the wipers? The wipers that go swish, swish, swish. Can we do wipers? Swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all through the town. Good job. We got the wiggle jiggles out. Let's talk about some crabs. So for our first book, we're going to talk about and do a little counting. So this book is 1 is a snail, 10 is a crab, a counting by feet book. Let's count by our feet. Let's give it a try. To the beach. 1 is a snail. This is a snail's foot. Right here. Look at that. Look at the snail's foot. 2 is a person. 1, 2. 3 is a person and a snail. 1, 2, 3. 4 is a dog. Can you count them? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is a dog and a snail. And 6 is an insect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 is an insect and a snail. 8 is a spider. Excuse me. 9 is a spider and a snail. 10 is a crab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Crabs have 10 feet. Their front 2 feet also have a second job as claws. And that means 20 is 2 crabs, 10 feet each. 30 is 3 crabs. Can you count to 30? Let's try it. Ready? Real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30. Or 10 people in a crab. Or 30. 40 is 4 crabs. Or 10 dogs. 50, 50, is 5 crabs. Or 10 dogs and a crab. 60 is 6 crabs because they have 10 feet each, or 10 insects. 70 is 7 crabs, or 10 insects and a crab. 80 is 8 crabs, or 10 spiders with 8 legs apiece. 90 is 9 crabs, or 10 spiders and a crab. So 100, 100, is 10 crabs. Or if you're really counting slowly, 100 snails. Can you count all of those snails? It's a lot. And that was 1 is a snail and 10 is a crab. Our next book, A House for a Hermit Crab. Time to move, said Hermit Crab one day in January. I've grown too big for this little shell. He had felt safe and snug in his shell, but now it was too snug. Hermit Crab stepped out of the shell and onto the floor of the ocean. But it was frightening out in the open sea without a shell to hide in. What if a big fish comes along and attacks me? He thought. I must find a new house soon. Early in February, Hermit Crab found just the house he was looking for. It was a big shell and strong. He moved right in, wiggling, waggling about inside to see how it fit. It felt just right. But it looked so, well, so plain, thought Hermit Crab. In March, Hermit Crab met some sea anemones. They sway gently back and forth in the water. How beautiful you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and live on my house? It is so plain, it needs you. I'll come, whispered a small sea anemone. Gently, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and put it on his shell. In April, Hermit Crab passed a flock of starfish, moving slowly along the seafloor. How handsome you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to decorate my house? I would, signaled a little sea star. Carefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and put it on his house. In May, Hermit Crab discovered some coral. They were hard and didn't move. How pretty you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to help make my house more beautiful? I would, creaked a crusty coral. Gingerly, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. In June, Hermit Crab came to a group of snails crawling over a rock on the ocean floor. They grazed as they went, picking up algae and bits of debris and leaving a neat path behind them. How tidy and hard-working you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and help clean my house? I would, offered one of the snails. Happily, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. In July, Hermit Crab came upon several sea urchins. They had sharp, prickly needles. How fierce you look, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to protect my house? I will, answered a prickly sea urchin. Gratefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it near his shell. In August, Hermit Crab and his friends wandered into a forest of seaweed. It's so dark here, thought Hermit Crab. How dim is it? Murmured the sea anemone. How gloomy it is, whispered the starfish. How murky it is, complained the coral. I can't see, said the snail. It's like a nightmare, cried the sea urchin. In September, Hermit Crab spotted a school of lanternfish darting through the dark water. How bright you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to light up our house? I would, replied one lanternfish, and it swam over near the shell. In October, Hermit Crab approached a pile of smooth pebbles. How sturdy you are, said Hermit Crab. Would you mind if I rearranged you? Not at all, answered the pebbles. Hermit Crab picked them up one by one with his claw and built a wall around his shell. Now my house is perfect, cheered Hermit Crab. But in November, Hermit Crab felt that his shell seemed a bit too small. Little by little over the year, Hermit Crab had grown. Soon he would have to find another, bigger home. But he had come to love his friends, the sea anemone, the starfish, the coral, the sea urchin, the snail, the lanternfish, and even the smooth pebbles. They have been so good to me, thought Hermit Crab. They are like a family. How can I ever leave them? In December, a smaller hermit crab passed by. I have outgrown my shell, she said. Would you know of a place for me? I have outgrown my house too, answered Hermit Crab. I must move on. You are welcome to live here, but you must promise to be good to my friends. I promise, said the little crab. The following January, Hermit Crab stepped out and the little crab moved in. Couldn't stay in that little shell forever, said Hermit Crab as he waved goodbye. The ocean floor looked wider than he had remembered, but Hermit Crab wasn't afraid. Soon he spied the perfect house, a big, empty shell. It looked, well, a little plain, but sponges, he thought, barnacles, clownfish, sand dollars, electric eels. Oh, there are so many possibilities. I can't wait to get started. And that was the story of a house for Hermit Crab. And one last little story is some fun facts about crabs. And we've got some great pictures here. So we have a long-clawed hermit crab. They live in shallow to deep water on sand, mud, rock, and in seaweed. It lives along ocean or bay shores from Nova Scotia, Canada, to Florida and Texas. Then you have a sand fiddler crab. A male sand fiddler crab has one claw that is much bigger than the other. The big claw is longer than its whole body. He looks as if he were holding a fiddle or a violin. Let's see, what else do we have? How about a ghost crab? A ghost crab can run fast, up to 5 feet per second. This crab runs on the tips of its 8 long legs. It can turn and switch legs while running in the same direction. Crabs, like seashells, have outer shells to protect their bodies. A crab's shell has many plates joined together. The shell does not get bigger as the crab starts to grow. When its shell becomes tight, the crab grows a new one under it. Then the old shell splits and the crab wiggles out of it. After 3 days, its new soft shell becomes hard. So that's a little bit about crabs. Let's make our craft so that we can have a crab hat. Okay? So what you'll need is some construction paper, probably best to have some tape, some glue, some scissors, and some wiggly eyes, and a Chanel stem. So, what you want to do is first you want to cut the band for around your head. So I cut 2 strips. And then tape them together, or you can staple them, whichever. And you want to fit your head to the size. So now you have your band. Now you want to attach your chenille stem for your eyes. Probably best to tape it, or the glue might need a little time to dry. And you can bend your eyes any direction you want. And then I cut out 4 circles for the eyes. So I'm going to tape just so that way everything sticks together and you can see the example. So you want to take 1 on each side of your chenille stem for your eyes. And then attach your wiggly eyes. Okay, now we need some crab claws. So I made some crab claws. So you just make an oval and you want to cut out 2. And then you want to cut out the little claw. So I just cut out a little half circle here, like so. So then you have 2 claws. Attach those to your band. And then you can also add on a smiley face for your crab, a little smile. And then you have your crab hat. So then you can walk around like a crab with your crab hat on. I hope you enjoyed story time. See you next time.